that same experience, but is doing a very good job at Bournemouth and might be the one to take over and build a new legacy, the likes of Alex Ferguson. It's not too different from when Alex Ferguson was at Aberdeen and came to United and just builds and builds and built year after year and got better and better and better. We can see that in Eddie Howe, but it's unproven. Arsene Wenger, if we're not going to have a director of football, if we're going to be missing staff in pivotal areas at the top, Arsene Wenger's used to being able to do it all and manage a big club and do all the good things that can be done at a club of our magnitude. So, of course, that's a highly unlikely possibility, but still a possibility. And then you've basically got the rest. At 33-1, you've got the likes of Massimo Allegri, Didier Deschamps, Diego Simeone, Brendan Rodgers, Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez. The list goes on and on.
Yeah,
but
I think everyone in the world will be linked with this job.
Absolutely.
If the bookies can get odds on it, if the bookies can get odds on it, they'll put it up there. So you've got to consider right now who would be the best manager to obviously come in. We are talking, or the club is talking about appointing a caretaker manager till the end of the season so that they can do their due diligence to get in the right manager for a long-term, decision. I said when we went live last night that the best thing that could happen at this point is that we wouldn't have sacked Mourinho without having somebody lined up to take the reins. If the club has made that decision and they still don't know who that long-term manager is going to be, then I think that the decision may have been rash. Look, it was an inevitable decision. He was going to be sacked. It's third season. Mourinho can't shake the voodoo that surrounds him in a third season. No matter where he goes, Real Madrid are obviously still looking for a manager. He could easily walk in there because the board absolutely love him, and he obviously he's done it at the highest level for them. But there's always going to be a stigma around Jose, and he had an opportunity to break that with Manchester United. He had the opportunity to go past 4 seasons because he had the contract there. Obviously, he didn't have the backing of the board for whatever reason, but he had the ability to see it out. But his mentality and his attitude, we've seen what's happened. So besides that, we should definitely have in mind, and the club might be, playing a bit of cat and mouse with whoever the manager is that we're looking to sign, and saying, see, we've made the vacancy there for you. And if it is a manager like Pochettino, who's obviously at a club at the moment, and a club in a very good position, or the likes of Simeone or Jardine, who are all at clubs that are playing well. And Manchester United is obviously a massive project. And there's a lot of scrutiny and pressure that comes with being a Manchester United manager. But I think over the past couple of seasons and the past couple of managers that we've had, you got David Moyes, who came in, who didn't really have the credentials to be able to take over a club like Manchester United. He was then replaced with a manager that was proven to be able to do it on a high level in Van Gaal. And then he was replaced by a manager that is arguably has the best CV going around in the world right now. And if the three of them couldn't get a tune out of this team to really push it all the way, I think that the pressure is firmly off the next manager that comes in. Because if Mourinho can't do it, Van Gaal can't do it, then the next manager that comes in is going to have a lesser CV than Mourinho, and is going to be given a bit of time to be able to settle in and make the changes that are needed to get this team back to where they are. We fully expected that there was going to be a teething period from the departure of Alex Ferguson, and more importantly, which not a lot of people understand, David Gill's influence on the club. Ferguson and David Gill together as a combination were absolutely instrumental to what Manchester United became. Because the two of them were on the same page, the two of them did their job to the nth degree, that they had confidence in one another, that there was so much work and rapport between the two of them that they trusted each other 100%. The problem that we had now, since their departure, is you've got a man that doesn't understand the footballing side. He understands the commercial side in Ed Woodward, but he doesn't understand the footballing side. Then you have all the managers that we're rotating through, and he's pretty much signed each one of those managers, David Moyes, Van Gaal, and Mourinho, like he's playing FIFA. He's just looking for the next level up on what he has, just to replace them, to try and fix and fill gaps. But the problem is he doesn't give those people the backing that they need, and he doesn't understand what needs to happen in transfers, in negotiations, and in things like that to be able to run a club as big as Manchester United. And especially with the history that we have in Europe and in football in general, he just doesn't get it. By all means, he can remain at the club and do what he does best. He can keep being the financial officer or whatever he was doing before he obviously took the seat where he controls the club as a whole. He needs to appoint people to do those jobs because they have that experience and that's where they come from. The problem that we have is there's too much inexperience on all levels to be able to support a manager that is so experienced and so used to having people around him that do their part. That's why he failed. So the board needs to have understood what direction they want to go in before making the decision to sack Jose. Obviously, he's forced their hand, or else we wouldn't have sacked him at this point in the season. When you lose the confidence of the board and you lose the confidence of the players and you lose the confidence of the supporter base, it's only a matter of time before you get the sack.